Canyon Lee Sin. How did they completely take over Game 3 versus G2? Let's get into it. So, from the start, we see that these guys invade the Lee Sin or pressure him off and they get a red ward. Downside is that Keen just snuck in and got a ward on their blue/Gromp area. Okay. They don't have a Raptors ward. They defended and we gained a Raptors ward on them. The Jarvan, and they know that this is like a pretty high chance that they're going to path for bot. Probably a high chance that they're going to path for bot. Now, for Skewmond, you're almost always going to smite the blue. Like, it's a very common thing to almost always smite the blue, and this is just a full-on cheese, just kind of a hard read, and Canyon goes for it. Now, keep in mind, if this guy never decided to dodge this way, he's done. Like, if he gets hit here, he is done. Now, luckily enough, that was not the case, but this is the start of how this game goes. Canyon is going to strip the Gromp and the Wolves away. And GenG's going to do something really smart. So, watch how this progresses. So, their bot lane is like semi-losing. The top lane is like semi-losing, but it's like even-ish. They're gonna swap. And now I'm gonna tell you right now, in LCK, this was a very common thing to do. Like, the teams would swap at like 4 minutes. Now, the reason why this is so good, and I've talked about it in my other videos before when talking about swaps, is that for him, when he's like, he has his topside camps up still, right? He based and he went to this side because naturally, like, he doesn't want those to become a play. Look where this is gonna take him. He's either going to do these camps and try to play here, but his bot lane's losing, so that's not very good. He's going to path up, and then guess who's there? His bot lane. So he's gained, again, to path to his bot lane, which is ideal. It's very ideal for him. It's ideal for GenG as a whole. BB did not TP yet. Bless up. Like, that really helps. Lebrov losing his flash. Not great. And the wave is crashing in. So that's good for GenG, because in the end of the day, you know, the swap is so early. Like, in other cases, the Jarvan might have already been pathing this way. They swap, and then you get to at least take the dragon. The dragon's too hard to take. Like, they have to base and match, to be honest. Like, they should match, in theory. They don't. They leave BB to try to fight them, loses like over half his HP for no reason. And then this was an issue that I had for GenG and for Skew. If I'm Canyon, I know the timer for the Gromp. Ezreal is showing bot. We're definitely way stronger on top side. Honestly, I really thought with the wave coming in that he might contest the enemy Gromp after doing red. He doesn't. So if I'm Skew, for one, like, all he needs to do is make sure that this guy's not getting dove. Okay, that's it. He just needs to make sure he's not getting dove. What happens if Lee Sin was just sitting here, by the way? Like, what if he just walks in and Lee's there? He is screwed. This is a huge flip by Skew that could have had like, awful repercussions for it. So now, naturally, since he made this play, like, they want to fight the Gromp. It makes sense. They want to fight the Gromp now. Push them off. He gets to attempt to take the Gromp. Probably should never lose the Gromp, but yeah, he does. Good on Skew to at least get it back. BB trying his best, his damnedest, to like late in this, which, I mean, it's not really like the worst situation for him to be in. You can see Canyon is gonna do his Gromp. He wants to take the crab, so he goes through bot. BB has to give like space. Cool, secure the grab. My pathing is leading him right back in the top side, which is what he wants. And so these guys commit into a play. Lebrov misses his Q. And he doesn't need to recommit, but he does. And Hans, like, just kind of walks through the wave, which is pretty bad, and loses, like, a lot of his HP. Again, Jarvan is first, which is good, but Lily was here. And so the question is, like, should Lee have just, like, kicked this guy over and just initiate the play? Which he could have. because he's level 6. I mean, he was kind of thinking about like just like flash kicking the Labrov into Hans, but Hans has flash, so it probably would never work. And if he overcommits, it could be a little bad, so he doesn't do it. So he kind of misses out on both plays. Okay, that's fine. Grom's back up. He's on this guy. Cool. He's shoved off. He doesn't continue onto the Grom because the enemy support's there. He definitely can do... He 100% can do this, like all the grubs. Should have committed to it, didn't, wasted a bunch of time. But he waited for his support, so he made sure it was like super safe. And since they know that Jarvan has the path downward based on camp takes, he commits towards they commit to an Ezreal dive, and they know that Cassante cannot be dove, so they get a free play top and they kill him. And G2 were not like G2 were just doing the natural, like, progression into bot, and they didn't really consider that this could happen. So that's a good way to get them in. Now Lee can just full clear down. Normally, you would want to send MF bot to where the Lee is clearing, but the Cassante has no TP to reset the situation to go to top, and they do need to answer the situation with Ezreal building the wave, and MF is the only one who can do it. So now we see junglers again. They're kind of like on opposite sides. The Lee is quicker to the bot side. The Ori has excellent vision, by the way. Like, very good vision. The only way Jarvan can really make a play is he starts from here, but he hasn't been looking at anything. BB, a little scared of getting dove.
He's almost mega skew because otherwise into MF.
And they read that there is a chance that he could be dove, which is good by G2 in the end of the day. But, unfortunately, yeah, T just flashes on him and he's dead. So they get a quick play, quick kill on BB. Not ideal. See, he could have gone to this crab, but because he saw support here first, and his support's going into bot. If his support was going into top side, maybe he could look for it, but also they're thinking, well, their AD is first here, and they have their mid support first on here, so it kind of feels less desirable to just go for it. Some people would actually straight shoot for the crab and try to sneak it as the Lee. He doesn't want to risk it. So Skew gets a free crab. But they do plant vision on bot side if they can make a play through that. Or just use it for vision. And so they're searching around. Oh, let's test the mid dive. Okay, nothing's really open. Jarvan gets spotted on a ward. They're clearing vision on bot, which is great for MF. Yes, the Lee Sin is actually a bit behind in camps to the Jarvan, but there's really no plays to be made by G2 because they're always spotted. Like, Skew is always being tracked the entire time, which is a huge deal. It's something people do need to consider. It's like, oh, you can be down a few camps, but if your vision uptick's so good and your laners can keep just playing forward, it's extremely obnoxious. And this is why Caps is partially falling behind, is because he's just dealing with this shit. Then Skew, who's just wandering, taking this. Not really a timer for him to contest into this area. That's the flash, so that's Herald. Herald's given for free. Now they're trying to match the duo lane. Ezreal versus MF yet again, because they've been missing this. The Lee has a ton of camps open. So what does he do? Of course he farms, right? Like, he has a lot of camps open, so he wants to farm. So now when we progress in this next phase, once Lee finishes these camps, because again, like, yes, a lot of focus is on your clear timers. He has a chance play. And so this is where GenG's actually makes a mistake, in that Duro should not contest the tribe. I understand why he wants to, but it's very evident that they're actually moving up. Like, he spots the enemy support here. The Ezreal has control. The Jarvan just showed on a ward. in all senses, Lee Sin could have gone mid, and they could have tried for a 3v3. It's a little late, but they could have gone for it. They could have tried for a 3v3 and stopped this kind of mid play from happening, like this like movement into top. Instead, and this is not easy to do because it's a lot of risk, and well, not a lot of risk, but there's definitely risk in like screwing up where you have support covers and then jungle makes a play, or vice versa, right? Because you're splitting up your members. So in top lane, technically, it'll be like a 2v4, 2v3. But then you get a 1v2 on the other side. So you're hoping that you can balance this out. They also have TP, so they can kind of flip the numbers a little bit if they make the play fast enough on bot. And so that's the line that GenG's trying to play on. Now, Duro should have known he was too slow to go through the try, and so he actually would have already been in position to help Ori in the first place. Thankfully, he's tanky enough that they actually end up having to burn both ultis to kill him. 3 ultis, which helps a lot. They take the bot turret. Naturally, they want to progress into mid because they committed so much on top, so they have ulti advantage on mid. Hans kind of gives him the angle. Then Skew doesn't really assess that, like, oh shit, like I'm not really that like strong. And at first you think, why did he take the Herald? And honestly, part of me thinks he might have misclicked. But the way I see it at this point is that I think that he knew that he was gonna die. Like the jungler was gonna die, so he was gonna die. And he tracks this guy over and he kills him. And that's just honestly just the worst situation now. Because your AD died, your jungler died, you lost mid turret. The Herald slams into top, so you take the top turret, so you took 2 turrets, 2 kills, took the enemy blue, and that was the huge swing. Like, that is like the big swing in the game. And I've talked about this before, but one of the big things about GenG is that they're the kind of team that when they get a lead, and it's like a good stable lead, they know how to make sure that you just do nothing. Like, you can't do anything. And that's what's happening in this game. Like, G2 just can't really do anything because they're just being spotted all the time. And Keen here, you know, he has a fat flank. It looks cute what he does, but like no one can really reach yet. So it was like fine. It was not like the best play, but it was fine. It does force like G2 out. It kind of just eliminates any chance of contesting the drag, which is like the big thing for them. And the game progresses. Then we resume, and somehow LeBron is dying. And then Canyon once again impresses, backs away on the Q. Skew's separated. He should have been sticking closer.
Completely fearless, styling.
Oh my god, this part is just insane, by the way. So he's doing this, right? Boom, positioned perfectly. Hits the Q again. Just flashes the ulti damage.
Canyon just keeps coming. Ruler in the
ends up dying to like the Ezreal, but Hans was trying to like come to a defeated play, and he has no flash, so he died. And like I said, the game's just progressively getting worse and worse because every time G2 sticks their necks out, there they are. There's GenG. And boy, I mean, Canyon literally made 2 phenomenal plays, and that's all it took. Because the game was just in such a dire state. And as we progress this, more and more, like more deaths, they get the Otacon. Another member caught out, they're pushed and shoved into topside, they can't get anywhere. They end up committing a TP, they get a pick, cool. It does make the dragon contest much harder. And then, of course, Keen is so strong that, like, at this point he can just walk in, and it is what it is. Like, anyone that has watched Keen play Cassante knows that this guy probably is the best Cassante in the world. Like, it's not that he knows, like, he is making better plays than everyone else, in that he just understands how to tank properly and play his spacing properly on the pick. And that's like one of the hardest things with the champion, because the champion in the end of the day just has a short little Q. You know? It's not like you're playing in other tanks that have very natural, like, obvious CC to use. And that's what makes him hard. And so that's what he's good at. And so it was a phenomenal game by Canyon. Phenomenal game by Keen. Chovy just did his thing. Ruler had a very good game too. I'll say that. Ruler had a very good game as well, and Duro was just good. The Brawl had a bit worse game. Hans was trying to help people. Skew made some bad mistakes. BB was in the shitter. And that was the, like, that's it. That's how GenG literally just wiped out G2. And it didn't even look close. It literally, like, just from the get-go at level 2, you literally felt like these guys did nothing. And so by game 4, you know, I haven't watched it, but the main thing that sticks out to me is that it's the swaps and like how this aligns with jungle. And it seems like these guys get it better. Oh, wait. There we go. Aligns with jungle. And G2 has to figure this out, because if they don't, BB is like getting screwed big time in these swaps. Like, he is not having a good time in any of these swaps. And he's already not doing well individually. But now he's getting put in worse situations. Can't happen.